Right, good morning from a very wet UK. Today we're going to go out and we were going to test this fella. There he is. Done a load of upgrades to this. You might have seen the video before with the cut and shut tyres. They're looking amazing. Also cleaned them. Been experimenting with some of this stuff, which is a degreaser. This is Petey's foaming degreaser to clean the tyres, and it makes them really sticky like they're brand new again, which is really cool. You know that feeling when you get those fresh tyres out and they're sticky? It's like that. You put them down on anything dusty, boom, straight away sticky dust all over it. So we're going to go out up to Grafham, give this a test on some of the courses that we're normally run on, but it's absolutely tipping down. You might be able to hear it even. And there's lightning and everything, so if the lights cut out and everything, that's because of the lightning. So we're not going to do that today, which is a shame because I really wanted to test this out, see how the Class 3 with the rear steer works with these new tyres. Also yesterday added, so I'll show you something I'm really excited about, which is in there the Furitek Lizard 10 ESC. So previously I had a copperhead, don't know where that is, but I had a copperhead in here and it was good, it was okay. What it's meant is now this thing is so small I can get it sat in the corner there, I can get the battery further up front, because I still need to use a fairly big battery with this because it's dual servos, they're direct power and it does use a lot more battery. So fitted that yesterday. It's so good. I'll see if I can run it for you. So hang on, power it up, and then you've got a little on off button. There we go. So here we are, look at this for startup. Are the wheels moving? Yes, just. You can see the motors moving. How smooth is that? And of course, no windy sound anymore. Still got it, but with incredibly slow startup. Look at that. So I was hoping to get out and test out the Furitek and see what's going on, but that's not going to happen today. Turn it off. So we're going to park that for the time being, and we're going to move on to a little bit of stuff that's come in the post, and I thought you might be interested to see. So let me get rid of that over there. I was also going to do a new body for that as well. I'm going to go for a creep body, but I'm waiting on some of the graphics to turn up that I've had cut. So instead, let me show you what came in the post. Very exciting, all the way from the US. I've torn it apart just to check it was this, but here we are. Negative G inverse wheels. Now I don't know if you've seen these before. The thing with Yuuki, there he is, come on, stand up. The thing with the Yuuki is I want it nice and lightweight, but I also want the wheels tucked in, and there's quite a lot of brass there. You can see the brass. There's quite a lot of brass there to, yeah, it's focusing, to fit over. I've trimmed it down quite a bit, as you can see, and I want some wheels that will allow me to run wheel tucked in but still want 1.9s. So these have arrived. So you get two boxes of those, and also I think there's some, oh yeah, here we are. Sticker sheet, as well. There's some good ones on there. Cheetah rig number plate. Crawling is neat. And recording me falling for YouTube views strictly prohibited, which I thought was quite funny. And a nice negative G sticker. It's a great logo, by the way. There we are. So let's open one of these up for you. So straight away, look, isn't that nice? More stickers, lovely. And then, oh, sweet. And here we have negative G. Get it in focus, there we are. Inverse wheel. Now the cool thing about this is, one, you can see it's almost flush with the front. Two, it's got this bit here which stops the foams moving side to side, which is kind of cool, and it's a metal inside, so you've got this really loads of clearance, but it's strong. So what we're going to do is we're going to build some of these up and fit them onto these are sticky as well because I cleaned these as well, they're really sticky. J Concepts Tusk tyres, and we're going to use, of course, some crazy crawler foams to fit in. On the rears, oh, gonna drop them all. On the rears, the FT Pros, let's give you a shot of that as well. So the rears, we're going to go with a wide hard foam, the centre, and then a narrow foam. And hopefully that's going to sit about right inside there. Can you see? There we go. On the fronts, we're going to have something slightly different. So we're going to have on the outside edge the softest foam, and then the hard middle, and then the normal foam on the other side. They give you lots of serving suggestions in here, so you can see they're called, the soft one they're called basic, but there we are. So basic, Spurmaster, heavy on the front, and this is great because it gives us that, you know, when you're turning up into things, you can kind of push the tyre in and get that nice grip, but at the same time it doesn't move side to side. Even more so, I'm guessing, when I put these on here, let's have a look, it's going to sit inside that rim. Oh yeah, actually let me just show you the, so just with the Spurmaster in, it's going to sit inside there and it's going to hold everything from moving even more. So I'm really excited about trying this out. So I'll put that together and we'll see how they go. That looks really good. Right, okay, so what I'll do is I'm going to move the camera around, try and point it down a little bit more, tidy up a little bit, and then we'll put some of these together and see what they're like. The build quality is just fab. They're pretty lightweight. They're not super lightweight like the Pro Crawlers, but they're light enough. But yeah, very excited. So yeah, I'm going to move the camera, we'll get it down here, and then we'll do a bit more filming so you guys can see me putting it together. Okay, so we're back. Hopefully you can see this a bit more clearly. We'll start by just taking these two screws out, and then we'll build a wheel. Something quite satisfying about putting a nice decent quality screw on the end of your MIP driver. So the construction on this is really nice. The carbon fibre work is really nicely done. Every edge is soft, not sharp. So here's our bit. So that's the edge that sits onto the tyre. with that inside, that pushes against there, and then this sits over the top and screws through. So the only thing that I can see that's going to be an issue is getting those both lined up at the same time, because that goes over there and then that sits over the top and there's nothing to hold those in place. But let's get building. So we'll do a front. So we'll take out our Crawler Innovations foam. I still rate these are good, but I think this setup is just so much better. Right, let's chuck these in. So I'll put the back one in first. Obviously the thing with having foams that sit, I got a lot of comments last time about calling this, trying to put Sonic into a sleeping bag. It always makes me smile now. So put each bit in separately, line them up. We're going to put that one in there. So remember that this outside, whoops, this outside is the side we want to build the wheel front on. So that's where it's going to be. Okay, so we're sitting in there nicely. Just wiggle them about a little bit just to get them all seated in. It is a little bit more faffy than just chucking a foam in, but the results are well worth it. So this is going to be our outside, just there. So we'll take this, drop this in here. This will be interesting to see how this sits actually. And I'm sorry about the sound of the rain, but it kind of explains the day. A rainy Sunday autumn day. Should be out on the rocks, but we're not. Some guys I know went out last night and did night crawling, which was looked really good down on the south coast. Some point soon I'm going to get myself down there and go and have a go at that, because that looks really fun. Just got to get my act together. It's about a 2.5 hour drive, so it's quite a way to go. Right, they're sitting in there, beads in the middle. So now what we're going to do, we're going to put this one in from the back. That sits in there nicely actually. Lovely. And then this one comes in from the front. I feel like there's something not right. No, that is right. That's going to push through there. Right, so that one goes in there, that one goes on top. I think probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple of these through to hold it all together. One there and one there. Okay. And then we're going to push them down. So we'll try and line up where the holes are. And see how far we get in. See, that's just dropped straight through. Haha! Well, this is going to be a challenge, whichever way. Right. Let's see if we can work out what's going wrong here. It may be that I've got too much foam. No, maybe not. I think it's going to sit. It's going to sit onto there, okay. It's just a question of manipulation, I think, and that's going to be the only thing I can see that's wrong with these wonderful things. So try and line up the first one. I'm guessing once you get the first one in, it's going to get a bit easier. Can you guys see that? Hopefully you can. Just try and line up the holes first of all. And there's my phone as well. It's all going off at the same time. Right, hopefully I can drop that in there. And get a thread on. Nope. Okay. What am I doing? What am I missing here, folks? The nice thing with this is if it is too thick, the foam, what I can do is go down to a thinner foam. I just want to see. Oh, not sure if I've got that round the right way. Yeah, I have. It's the only way it can go. So that's going to sit on there. Right, let's have a look. That sits on there, that sits on there, that sits on there. Boom. So is it just the fact that I've got too much foam in here? No. It will go. I think I just need to persevere. Top tip if you're doing this on YouTube is practice one first before diving straight in, and don't do what I've just done and dive straight in. This is the bit that's hard, is getting this, trying to line that up. Because that, wait, does it go that way round? No, it doesn't, it can't do. So what stops that from dropping in there? Okay, I don't understand. Oh, maybe we can line these up. Okay, so what I'm going to try, I'll line those up with those holes as well. And then I'll push this one down and hopefully it will go through both. I hope you guys can see a little bit of this. It's always hard to get camera angles right, isn't it? Okay, look, that goes in there. Still not convinced it's going to close enough. Is that what's going to pull that forward? Okay, I'm going to find some different foams. I'll come back. Okay, we're back. So, what I've ended up doing is I've got the Dremel out and I just Dremeled a little bit of the foam away. Actually not a lot, but I've got a cunning plan now, so we'll go through it. So again, put that bit in first of all, get that all seated in. See if I can push it in. Still raining, by the way. Push it right in. Okay, something like that. So that sits nicely. That in the back. Make sure that is the back. Yeah, the white foam is on the outside. The yellow foam is on the inside. So that goes in there. That's sitting nicely. So what I worked out is the way to do this is to get some longer ones of these fellas. Go on, focus. There we go. And use those, which makes life a whole lot easier. Get the first two in with the long ones and then start putting in the short ones. So top tip there, folks. Line that up like that, and then hopefully if you flip it over you can see on the back if you're lined up, which is quite handy. That looks like that one is. Also stops the other bit from falling out, so do that one up a little bit, and then we'll try the same on this one. Get it lined up in the right place, somewhere about there. Get a bit of tension on it, and that starts to work really nicely then. Get those things seated in. It looks like it's going to seat really nicely. Sometimes with these low clearance wheels it's hard to get them seated, but it's looking good. The only thing I'm going to do is push the foam back a little bit. Right, so we'll wind those in a little bit more. Just worried about the seating of that one there. Are you seating nicely? and then that one there. Tighten out with the bigger ones, keeping it all lined up nicely. And then when you think you're close enough, you can use the ones that they come with, which incidentally are really good quality. Another point to negative G, decent quality hardware. It makes such a difference, especially when you're doing stuff like this under tension. You know, you don't want to be threading anything, crossing it up, or worse, messing up the hex. Okay, so that one doesn't feel like it's bit in, not quite in, and the beads popped out. These could be harder than I thought they were going to be. So we'll push those in, but you can see straight away how this is going to work. We've got a nice soft foam there, it's hard in the middle and then softer on the edge again. Slide that in. Is that going to bite? And again, we'll just keep going round and round and round until they're seated. You don't need to watch me do that, but then what I'll do is I'll then take out the longer ones and replace those with shorter ones once it's wound in, and they'll come out and we'll try them on, see what they think. So I don't know how to do the fast forwarding thing, so what I'll do is I'll cut here, I'll wind the rest of those in, and then we'll come back to you when they're in and we can have a look at the wheel. Okay, so there we go, magically done. Look at that. So soft on the outside, hard in the middle, and then soft here. But that's a good looking wheel right there. So in the end, what I ended up doing is I swapped out the outer foam from a, what are we, a 20? Get it around the right way. Yeah, so I went from a basic 20 to a basic 15. So it's more like that. And that seems to fit really well because these wheels are quite narrow. So on all the other wheels I've put on, I've always put the 20. But for these, because they're quite a narrow wheel, I put a 15 on. So there we are. If you're doing normal wheels like trials and things, then you want to go 20 Spurmaster 15, and if you're doing something on one of a super narrow wheel like this, go 15 Spurmaster 15. But look at that, isn't that a great wheel? I can't wait, well, for it to stop raining so we can get out and test. So we've got lots of things to test. So there we are. Inverse wheels by Negative G, all the way from the USA. They look really good. Take a little bit, remember, your friends are going to be having longer ones of these to put them in. But yeah, we'll try and get a video when it dries up of them running, but I'm super excited to try these out.